Let me dive into one of our main topics today, which is essentially these new resilient PV modules that Trina is putting out in the market. And for viewers' benefit, there's actually a ebook that we're going to refer to in this conversation, which is an ebook put out by Trina, downloadable on their website. If you just Google Trina Solar Environments ebook, uh, you will find it easily. Uh, Essentially, this is a new module that is hail resistant. And so, can you tell us a little bit about like the story behind this, Billy? Like
Yeah,
how it came, like what was the customer problem issues you guys were facing, and why innovate like this,
for
hail
sure.
resistant? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would here at Trino, we have a really strong market intelligence team who essentially looks at kind of the upcoming growth of the industry and where that growth will occur in the United States. And
Mhm.
so what we saw is essentially a lot of the future growth of utility scale solar in particular in the US is expected to be in the Texas area and some surrounding states as well. And that's great, but a negative of that is that Texas and kind of that corridor from Texas north is one of the kind of most intense hail locations in the entire world. So
Right.
that's kind of a new problem that modules, standard modules are 2 millimeter glass, 2 millimeter glass on the back, and they are somewhat hail resistant. There is an IEC standard that modules have been held to for quite a while now that require hail resistance up to, I think, 25 millimeters. It's in the ebook, so you can check. But
Hmm.
that's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
And with the climate changing over time as it does, hail events are getting more frequent, and they're also getting more intense, and the size of those hailstones are increasing. And so
Yeah.
we knew there was going to be a lot of growth in the utility sector in this kind of uh, hail intense area, and we wanted to make sure we had a product that was able to withstand that hail.
Right.
Kind of another reason that's really important is modules themselves are very reliable at this point. Trina modules certainly, but across the industry, modules do a pretty good job of being reliable across their lifetime of 25 years. But
Yeah.
if you have a intense weather event such as a hail event, suddenly they can become not reliable. And we've got stats in the ebook. I
Yeah.
think,
So I was really impressed by those. I mean, impressed or shocked. I don't know what's the right word, but 2% of insurance claims by volume are hail events, but 50% of the dollar losses are hail events also. So that is
yeah,
really incredible. So hails are really what most insurance companies are dealing with in terms of covering
right.
solar
And I would
assets.
say, that's so, yeah, kind of a small volume of claims, but a large dollar amount per claim.
Yeah.
The events tend to be pretty catastrophic. And so that's obviously bad if you're a project owner, but it's also pretty bad for the industry because I've seen on like Twitter not long ago, like pictures of a hail site or a solar site that was impacted by hail. And suddenly all the modules are torn up, the racking is all over the place. It looks really bad, and it's not a great look for the industry, which is
Yeah.
a green, sustainable industry, to have all this material that now needs to be cleaned out. Recycling of PV modules is still kind of a burgeoning industry, and so the recyclability isn't as high as we want it to be in the near future. And so a lot of that material ends up in landfills, which is certainly counter to what we're trying to do. So
Yeah.
um, and those stats are kind of historical, and that's before the kind of intense growth that we expect in these hail-rich
Yeah.
areas. So likely to get worse.